Good evening, gorgeous people. I'm calling you from Macedonia and sending you warm regards from this beautiful piece of land placed in Europe. So, tonight I'm inspired to share my thoughts and feelings about success and failure and ask you what are you choosing for your best decision, success or failure, and what are the 5 ingredients and factors which directly influence the failure or success in your life. So let me introduce myself. My name is Nela Joleska and I'm advanced trainer of trainers for developing emotional intelligence, talents and performances, especially in business sector. So tonight, as I've announced in my previous video, I told you that I have a story about one castle, and this castle is here placed in my hands. But the story behind this paper I will share with you right now. So I was inspired about one warrior from a long time ago. He was very exhausted. He was returning back from the battle, and walking by the river, he heard strange sounds from the castle. He heard the screaming voices and weeping sounds from the castle. Intrigued by the sounds, he crossed the bridge and he entered the castle. The door was open, so he go through the beautiful rooms with beautiful pictures on the wall, with very rich surrounding. But following the sound, few minutes later, he was in front of one wooden door, and he saw one man sitting on the chair very peacefully, reading some book, and by his foot, he saw one dog. Intrigued by that picture in front of his eyes, he say hello first to the master, and then he asked the master, "Is it your dog?" And the master said, "Yes, this is my dog." So the warrior was very curious and he continued with his questions. So he asked, "If this is your dog, why the dog is weeping and screaming? What is going on with your dog?" So the master answered, "My dog have a needle between his fingers in a foot." The warrior was very surprised and he continued with his questions, questioning why the master is very obviously in peace with the pain of his dog. And the master answered, "I am willing to continue to look at my dog as long as my dog rejects this pain. When my dog will make a decision that this pain is too much for him, then he will make another decision and he will reject the needle from his hand, from his foot, precisely." Few minutes later, the warrior decided to walk to his home, obviously, thinking about the pain and the decision which the dog must do. Then the warrior started to make a correlation about humans' pain and sufferings on daily basis. And then he saw himself and his friends and his family members and his warrior friends, how they are looking on the pain and how they are willing to succeed in their lives, regardless of the pain. Very interesting. As he was walking by the river, he was asking himself how much pain I can handle to succeed before I succeed. He was continually asking himself what is he willing to do to succeed in his life, to win in his life. And therefore he just remembered a few things about his friends, family members, about his buddies from the battle. He remembered that people there were faced with their terrible destinies. Somehow they were looking on themselves like they are victims. So continually as he was walking by the river, he understood that very often people are feeling that they are unhelpless. So now I'm asking you, what do you think about your life? What do you think about yourself? Are you willing to choose to succeed, or are you willing to live like a failure? What do you think about yourself? What do you think about the influence on government, economic, political situation? What do you think about influence of your parents and your family members in your life? Are they somehow like a ghosts from the castle, speaking from behind? Their voices are very loud in your unconscious level. Are they influencing your decisions? Are they influencing your life to choose success or to choose a failure? I'm very curious. Are you a very honest person? And if you are honest person with yourself, are you too honest, too much honest to be successful? What do you think about Richard Branson, for example? Is he in alliance with your values, personal values? What do you think that about successful people? Are they enough honest to be successful? What do you think from perspective of successful people? What do you think? What do you feel about poor people? About people which live in miseries? About people which live in very destructive lives and surroundings? What do you think about their values? Do you think that they spend time talking with their friends about successful people, how they succeed, and the factors influenced on their lives, which are directly somehow proofs why they can't succeed? In which group are you? Are you in people which are talkers, just talkers, and people which can spend their daily life with their friends talking about the reasons why others can succeed, but they or you cannot succeed? What do you think? This is not a theater. This is not a circus. This is a real life. And in this real life, we're facing with pain, and how much pain we can handle before we follow our heart and succeed in what we are born for. So, my friend asked me a very intriguing question. When I'm looking in one beautiful woman, successful beautiful woman, what am I thinking about her? Is she promiscuous? What do you think when you're looking in beautiful and successful women? Also, my friend asked me to think about the talented writer. What I'm thinking about them. Are they really talented writers? Or they are just plagiators? They're copywriters. Also, he asked me to think about people which are very free to speak about their thoughts and feelings about the economic situation, political situation, governmental situations. What are they? Are they spies, or they are paid for speak like they are speaking? So therefore, I was somehow intrigued to think about talented people and success of talented people. And therefore, I was intrigued to think deeply more about success of talented people. Who is guilty about them and their success? The government? The current economically political situation? Their families? They're using some women and men? They're just talking empty words? What are they doing to succeed? They're talking with their friends? What do you think about that? Are they intrigued by the reasons how they will not succeed, or they are focused on work and they can handle the pain like a dog in the castle, and they are very easy to scream, to scratch, to cry, to go over their pain and to fight like a warrior for themselves? Are they willing to succeed regardless every failure they are faced of? And think about talented people, how much they can live opposite of justice, how often they are facing different problems, how much they are facing the shame when they're not succeed first time. What happened with them? Which words, feelings, and thoughts they received after their first failure? What do you think? How they felt when they faced the second failure? Which words they received from the closest person around them? From their friends? From their parents? From their colleagues? What do you think about third failure? What do you think about fourth and next failures, which they were very willing to leave regardless of the pain? The talented people which make a decision to succeed, they was not bothered about the pain. They was not bothered about the success, because believe me in that, the success is the worst enemy which can divide people when we're dividing ourselves with victories and failures. It's very important for everyone to build a relationship with ourselves. It's very important to be connected with our talents with our beliefs. And the 5 ingredients which are very important to build the key and to open the door of our success. And the first one is our talents. Are we recognizing our talents? Are we valuing our talents? How you can recognize your talents? Are you using your intelligence? And I'm not talking about just cognitive intelligence. I'm talking about emotional intelligence. And I'm talking about maybe musical intelligence, spiritual intelligence, mathematical, logical. There are a lot of intelligences there. And as a third question, are you using your soul to succeed? As the fourth factor is how brave you are to succeed. How much you can handle the pain and be your own hero. And I will talk about this in my next videos. And the last, fifth factor, which I'm choosing as ingredient to build this key and to open this door for success for all of us, is personal freedom. Are you really willing to live a life which you deserve, which you really deserve? Are you willing to live a life which is connected with your values, with your passion, with your spirit, with your intelligence, with your born talents? Are you willing to be a product of your own gifts? Are you willing to invest in yourself? Because if you are interested in that, I'm here with you and I will follow you. Not you, me. I will follow you. And as a reason to be more deeply intrigued and curious about developing talents, I will share something personally. A few months ago, I received one beautiful violin. As you can see, this is very old, original, beautiful violin, which is personally gift from one Macedonian family. They are called Gaidov family. So the owner of this violin is dead more than 27 years. He was the main person which was as man institution. He started the musician institution in Macedonia. He played different instruments, but the main instrument was violin. He was composer, a writer, a manager of different musicians, and he made a lot of symphonies. I'm willing to continue with these videos and to continue with sharing my thoughts and feelings about how we can develop our talents with emotional intelligence. And therefore, I'm announcing my next video about developing talents and what are the main factors which are influencing personally on every one of us how to develop ourselves and to feel and be one with success. So until my next video, I would like to encourage you to subscribe on my YouTube channel, Nela Joleska, and I will be very happy to share my thoughts and feelings about that. Bye until then, and be good.